Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jasper Carrott.
Give me an F! Yes. Give me a U! Yes. Give me an N! Yes. Give me a T! Yes. What does that spell? Font? That's not right, is it? Oh dear. Hey? God, you alright up there? Eh? I said, are you alright up there? Think you got it bad, you want to see this lot here? These are the cheapy ones. I'll show you a bit of a bread roll up in a bit. Oh, these are me top of the pops trousers, you know. Jasper Carrott on top of the pops. They're silly buggers, aren't they? It's like Vera Lynn doing the old grey whistle test, isn't it? Oh, not get it in tune, so we'll get it done. Oh, I've got a great deal going on strings, you know. I buy all the Bay City Rollers cast-offs. I mean, they're not exactly new, but then again, they haven't been used, have they? Well, there's going to be an interval soon. They say, What are canaries, everyone? Get back in your cage. And I actually come from Birmingham. I thought you'd be impressed. And I live in a cottage in Birmingham. Isn't it silly? 2 up and 1 down it is. It's like a toilet with an outside house. I bought it off this estate agent, and he showed us round about 4 minutes flat. And he was brilliant, you know, my life, fantastic, you know, brilliant, you know, it was really good. And he avoided all the niggly questions like, where's the door? And I wanted to know what the tire marks were on the roof. He was very evasive about that. Yeah? We found out what it was all about when we moved in. We are, in fact, the last house in the flight path to Birmingham Airport. Why do they come low? What the hell? Hasn't affected me, though! Hey? It's great fun watching the Aer Lingus planes coming sideways, you know what? You can see them signalling out the windows, you know, oh, hey. Big L on the tail. Oh my God. You're late. You brought a note? Oh, sorry. You're the newly married couple. It's all right. I was told about that. Right. Nice to see you up and about again. Brilliant. You can always tell them they've still got the pyjamas on. They don't realise. We're having this cesspit built, you know. That's interesting, isn't it? Because we've got no sewerage, you see. We're not on mainline sewerage and things, and we've got no bog. It's like a spade job in the morning, you know. And he's getting fed up of it, so we have to do something. And we've got these navvies built. It's 800 quid, you know, to have a cesspit built. I don't know, I didn't even know what it was. Well, I do now, blimey. 800 quid I found out quick. And it's all 4 bricks. Mind you, they're doing a great job, you know. And all that just for cess. And these navvies are building it, you know, and they're English, really, just the same. Fascinated with the planes. They keep trying to attract the helicopters to land in the garden with a great big bag of swoop. I turned down New Faces once, you know. Well, this bloke came along to see me at this club, and he was from New Faces, and he saw me work, and I think someone had fed him a couple of ales, you know. And he said, "Oh yes, you've got to have him." I started watching the programme after that, because I said, "Yeah, I'd love to do it." Oh, TV knockout. This was a while ago, ages ago, about 18 months ago. And I said, "Yeah, I'd love to do it, love to do it." And then I started watching it. It's that and Opportunity Knocks and Crossroads, that sort of syndrome, isn't it, really? And, I turned it down. It was after that show that they had that 8-year-old girl on with a wooden leg who tap danced. And won. And what can you do in 3 minutes that's going to impress 10 million people? Eh? I had a few ideas, I suppose. I was going to take my trousers off and urinate over Tony Hatch. I don't suppose I've got much for presentation and star quality. I've done all right on content now. What? 98% truth, that is, mate. Anyway, I thought what we'd do was start off the evening, and this is a song I wrote. Unfortunately, Simon and Garfunkel wrote it first. They're always nicking my songs as well. No, this is a chorus song. Hooray. And I've had a request for this, and it's from this bloke in Southampton. Stood me in good stead for many years. And it's a song called Chastity Belt. It's very popular. Hands up all the people that know Chastity Belt. Sorry, hands up in the air, all the people that... I've been to Nottingham before, you know. It was taught to me by my auntie, like a middle-aged greaser. Goes to folks, has this terrible habit or affliction called spoonerismitis. Yeah, and she's always saying really silly things like chish and fips and poop bolish. Silly old bat. And she taught me this particular song, and it's got this chorus in, which I'd like to join in with. See? You're not going to do it, are you? You're going to wait till the chorus, you're going to sit there going, look at him. Now, the chorus on this one comes in between the verses, so it's ever so easy to spot. See, it's not a trick song. And all you do is you repeat the last line, right, of the song, and then you ad-lib nonny nonny. Isn't that easy? No, it's not easy. Yeah. But it's always a bit awkward doing chorus songs in sort of theatres, because like people, you know, you're all sat down there and you're all very conscious of the fact that you're singing, you know, it's your neighbour's fault because you're going, no, shut up. So what I'll do, when I get to the chorus, I'm going to allow mumbling. See, you see, then you can go, women are lucky because you've got handbags and you sort of go, This next song Oh, pray, mental Jaden, may I lee your bother? Condemn me no longer to one or to meep. Struck down for a thought, for a heart. I lie doon dead and wying. Let down your drawbridge, I'll enter your keep. Chorus. Enter your keep, noddy noddy, enter your keep, noddy noddy, let down your drawbridge, I'll enter. Knockout. Why me? This second verse is sung by a fair maiden, which I'll try and imitate. Very badly. A couple of reasons, but it's Alas, noble Merrant, I am but a maiden. I'm married to Sir Oswald the Celt, the cunning old Celt. He's gone to the wars. Wars in this case is spelt W-A-R-S. For 12 months or longer, and caken the tea to my bastard he chelt. Everybody, bastardy, chelt, noddy, noddy, bastardy, chelt, noddy, noddy, caken the tea to my bastardy chelt. Near fought, mental Jaden. For I know a slack bit. To his lords we will go, and his nor will dock, to try to avail us of his nestle spoilage, and see if he's able to unlick your pock. Unpick your lock, noddy noddy, unpick your lock, noddy noddy, see if he's able to unpick your lock. Ancient old slackbit, a lass but and sadder I find I'm unable. My nestle spoilage is of no avail. I can't find the frequency of your combinations. The billy old sausage has yitted a fail. Yitted a fail, noddy noddy, yitted a fail, noddy noddy, billy old sausage has yitted a fail. Guess who? He's whacked from the boars. I'm whacked from the boars. With mad sues of Sidaster, a merrible tissap I have to fun kai. While shine it was crossing the jakes of Gibraltar, I carelessly crop the D. Sorry. Well, we all make mistakes. As the Dalek said, climbing off the dustbin. Over the side, noddy noddy, over the side, noddy noddy, carelessly crop the D over the side. Fair maiden, alas and alack, I'm locked up forever. When up stepped a page boy, said to me, Vituli, if you will allow me to enter your chamber, I'll open you up with my Q-flick-a-dee. Castlorus, Q-flick-a-dee, noddy noddy, Q-flick-a-dee, noddy noddy, open you up with my Q-flick-a-dee. Thanks very much. Ooh, it's another love song. That's what they call shining wit in Birmingham, by the way. Yeah. Just testing. Any Nottingham Forest fans? Any Notts County fans? Because like, I was in Nottingham a few weeks ago. I had my picture took with a bloke called Frank Clark. He plays for Nottingham Forest, and he was, pardon me, oh dear, wind. I've been to the doctor about it. He gave me a kite. And Frank Clark used to play for Newcastle United for about 13 odd years, and then he came to Forest, and they had a testimonial for him in Newcastle a few weeks ago, and it was organised by Malcolm MacDonald. And they asked me to do it. and I know why now. Great day, actually. Malcolm McDonald's a knockout bloke, fabulous bloke, and he actually presented me with one of his Newcastle United shirts. Yes. Well, I don't know. It's not very much, is it, really? Well, I mean, he didn't actually present it sort of personally to me, really. It was. I mean, I got to know him very well. I was playing football with him on St James's. Well, not actually playing football on St James's Park with him. I mean, that's still in it. I was watching him train, and well, listening to him train because I was actually outside the ground. But I mean, he runs very fast. Really. And anyway, when he finished training, he came out and sort of waved to me. Well, I think it was me anyway, because there was a couple of hundred people there, but I'm pretty sure it was me anyway, you know. Anyway, he put his bag down to sign some autographs, and I nicked his shirt. It was a great concert, because Malcolm organised it, because he's done ever such a lot of work for Frank Clark. There's another bloke called Paul Cannell, who was the... silly name, isn't it? Paul Cannell. And I couldn't get over it myself. He's the reserve Newcastle United striker. And his name's Paul Cannell. What the Paul Cannell's going on here? And he's gone to America, he's gone to Washington to play for Washington, you know. Can you imagine at immigration? What's your name there, Mac? Paul Cannell, eh? You want to get in here, right? Really laughed about that. Paul Cannell. And Malcolm's got a Rolls Royce, you know, and I went drinking with him. Ooh, at 4:30 we're as the newt. You know, we're walking around like this so it won't spill out. You know. And there was myself, Malcolm, and Paul Cannell. What a great name. If ever I lose Jasper Carrott, I'm going to use Paul Cannell, mate. And he's got this chauffeur's hat, you see, because he used it for a giggle. And I said I wanted to drive his Rolls Royce. He said, yeah, great, you know, lovely, because I've never driven a roller. And I put his chauffeur's hat on. So I put it on sideways because it was, you know, silly bugger time. You know. And I'm driving his Rolls Royce with my face against the window, going, driving around Newcastle city centre. And this copper pulled us up, you see, because we were a bit, you know you are. He's banging on the window, bong, 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 oi, oi. Windows, it's one of these electric. Yes, oh. The back window had gone down. He's got his head round the back window. Is this your car? It's his. Anyway. What? Malcolm McDonald! Wow, no, Malcolm autograph, Malcolm, wow, like little butter. And Malcolm's like a god in Newcastle. It's really, it's fascinating to see. And people's faces when they see him are like fantastic. And like St James's Park is right on the outskirts of the city centre. You know, you can see anywhere in the city centre. You can see St James's Park floodlights. You know, and it's only a couple of minutes walk, let alone in the car. And I stopped the car and I kept asking people where St James's Park was. You know, with this silly hat on sideways, going, "Excuse me, could you tell me where St James's Park is?" Whoa, whoa, whoa! What, Malcolm? Why, Malcolm? What's on his bus ticket, Malcolm? And he'd have this long conversation with Malcolm McDonald and then tell him where St James's Park was. I did tell him Malcolm McDonald. I couldn't get there. Because actually, you've got a couple of local radio stations now, haven't you? You've got Radio Nottingham. And Radio Trent, yes. The BBC Radio Nottingham, yes, you've got two, haven't you? We've got two. We've got BRMB and Radio Birmingham. Trent's been off the air lately, hasn't it? Well, it has been, hasn't it? It's not off now, but it has been, hasn't it? No, it hasn't. No, it's a lie, isn't it? It's definitely a lie. Yes. It definitely hasn't. It's just that all your sets failed at the same time. And they're two good stations. I've been here a couple of times and talked to different people. And local radio is very funny, isn't it, really? I think. And the commercial radio, because of the adverts, you know. If it's safe in water, it's safe in Lux. Not for my bloody goldfish, it's not. I think he's all white now. See these great big bubbles out of his mouth. Get me out of here. The adverts I like the best are the ones that actually you don't actually hear because they never actually get onto your radio. There's a couple going. Bob Williamson from Bolton does a good one. He wrote a jingle for Brill Cream. And I thought it was great. It went something like, put a dab of Brill Cream on your stairs and watch your granny bounce. They didn't like it. And there's a medical firm in Birmingham and that I've got involved with, and they've made this, they've produced a brand new contraceptive pill, which they want to market under a trendy name, you know, to sort of hit the younger population, you know, 7-year-olds. You know. Well, I'm not quite that young, and they want a really good trendy name to hit home, you know, and they've been asking for suggestions, and I've sent a few in. Pregno. Inconceivable. Oh, no kidding. Oh. The best one I heard was from a bloke in Bristol called Fred Wedlock. Hey, is he here? Is he? He's a great bloke. And what a silly name, Fred Wedlock. And he had this contract from like a chemical firm in Bristol, and they produced this brand new household cleanser which cleaned absolutely everything from sort of pins to elephants, right? And he had to sort of name it and do all the advertising blurb, and he called it Bugger. It stood for Best Universal Grit, Grime and Effluent Remover. Pretty snappy, huh? He got this great slogan: if homo don't whiten it and does don't brighten it, bugger it. They didn't like that one either. This is a request I've had to do this particular song, which I'm always grateful to do. And it's written by a friend of mine, Jake Thackeray, who you may know. Yes, that's the Jake Thackeray. And, well, I mean, when I say he's a friend of mine, he's... well, he trod on my foot once. Well, he didn't. He was in the car that went over my foot. So it's the same thing, isn't it? His car actually splashed me. Ooh. Not directly, I'll admit, but it drove through a puddle and I ran over to it and threw the water all over it. And Jake, I think, is one of our top comedy songwriters. I love the stuff he writes, and I'll do a song that he writ. And it's he made an album called The Bantam Cock, and he was called that because you'll go blind, you know. It's a fact. And it's called The Bantam Cock because he wrote a song called The Bantam Cock. It's all about a very passionate cockerel in a farmyard. He was a fine upstanding bantam cock, so brisk and stiff and spry, with a springy step and a jaunty paloom and a purposeful look in his eye. In his little black laughing eyes there was I took him to the coop and introduced him to me 17 wild-eyed hens. He tooked and he tooked as a hero tooks. He bowed to them all and then he upped and he took them all again. And then upon the peace of me ducks and me geese, he rudely did intrude. With their glazed eyes and open mouths, they bored him with fortitude and a little bit of gratitude. He jumped me giggling guinea fowl, he thrust his attentions upon with 20 hysterical turkeys and a visiting migrant swan. And the bantam thundered on. He ravaged me fan-tailed pigeons and me lily-white columbine. And as I was locking up me budgerigar, he jumped me parrot from behind. Who was sitting on my shoulder at the time. Then all of a sudden, with a gasp and a go, he clapped his wings to his head, lay flat on his back with his feet in the air. Me bantam cock lay dead, and the vultures circled overhead, they did. What a noble brute, what a champion cock, what a way to live and to die. I was digging him a grave to save his bones from the hungry buzzards in the sky, when the bantam opened up a sly little eye. He gave me a wink and a terrible grin, the way that rapists do. He said, you see them big daft buggers up there? They'll be down too. They'll be down in a minute or two. Soccer fans? Hey? Oh, Southern League, yeah. We have some sensational soccer news. Nottingham Forest manager Brian Clough has transferred John O'Hare. He sold him for £8 million to Tottenham Hotspur, Arsenal, Chelsea, Queen's Park Rangers, and Chelmsford. Plus in return, Martin Chivers, Bertie Mee, Groundsman, Julian Cronk, Margaret Thatcher and a bag of Marleys. Said Brian, my real ambition is to manage the Tiswas team. Due to a mix-up in the Football League fixture computer, Wolverhampton Wanderers are in fact at home tomorrow to Liverpool and Crystal Palace. Wolverhampton Wanderers have offered to play sideways across the park. No change there. While Liverpool will be playing with the wind due to a very bad pre-match lunch. And Crystal Palace are playing without the wind, as Malcolm Allison will be in the bath making a new film version of Jaws. Birmingham City's star player Trevor Francis, the flying winger who has to leave the field every 15 minutes to wipe the dead flies from his glasses, had a magnificent game for Birmingham yesterday, scoring all 16 goals in their 8-all draw with Doncaster. And finally, the European Committee for the European Cup have announced a new European competition that features all the winners of the European Cup. Every year, all European teams that have won the European Cup can compete for a new European Cup called the All-European Cup Winners' Cup. At the same time, the European Committee for the Cup Winners' Cup have announced a similar European competition called the All-European Cup Winners' Cup. There have been European suggestions that these two European competitions be combined into one, and to have a European trophy to be called the All-European Cup Winners' Cup and Cup Winners' Cup Cup. It is envisaged But eventually there will be a European competition for all the winners of the All-European Cup Winners' Cup and Cup Winners' Cup Winners' Cup called the All-European Cup Winners' Cup and Cup Winners' Cup Winners' Shield. Vodka and prune juice. Pile driver, as it's called in Australia. I'm sorry about that, I don't know. So a legacy from folk club days is that a lot of folk club singers sing what they call broadsides. And broadsides very basically were years and years ago, when anything important happened, somebody wrote a song or a poem about it, and they used to stick it on a piece of paper and flog it around the streets. And ever in for a quick penny, a friend of mine wrote a broadside, which I think is worth doing, and it's called Cup Final 1976. Yeah. 'Twas on the very 1st of May, to Wembley I did roam. I did not have a ticket, so I had to stay at home. I loaded up with telly snacks and several crates of beer. I flung a toilet roll at next door's cat for atmosphere. Yeah. At first United's onslaught was stopped by goalie Brave. Then Shannon missed a sitter, a Stepney he did save. Then just on 40 minutes a disaster made me cough. Me vertical hole went up the chute, me contrast knob fell off. Yeah. Upon the hour United they may well have took the lead. Our right flank corner in swing came from Hill-struck Fern indeed. Off Pearson's nut across the goal to McElroy in flight. He met it sweetly with his head, it bounced off the upright. Then Osgood at the other end, he opened up the door, and Shannon's cross gave Rodriguez a golden chance to score. Alas, this bold captain did a chance he could not bag. He sliced the ball which nearly hit the right-hand corner flag. Yeah. Then Doherty in panic made a substitution. The disappointed Hill came off, McCready he came on. United's men, they tried in vain to quell Southampton's tide. They ran around in circles, vanished off their own offside. Yeah. Then 7 minutes from the end, me mind was all agog. It seems that Stokesy took a long ball from McCalliog. They say that Stepney had no chance, for Stokesy struck it true. Why do the goals all seem to come when you've nipped off to the Then very soon the whistle blew, the Saints had won the day. The killer blow, it was confirmed on the action on replay. The day the Southend went berserk, the day they hit the booze. The day Southampton they did win, and Doc's men they did lose. Written by a bloke called Alan White, great friend of mine. Football, I find, well, I find great relaxation. I don't know if you're a football, I'm a football freak, you know, because I play football myself, and I'm captain of the local team. Oh yeah, just thought I'd tell you that. Oh, I was elected by the other four. Nobody else will get the two bob out to toss up, you know. And I'm goalie, you know. What a pathetic goalie, really. Well, no one else would do the job, I suppose. It's all right, you know, good and bad guys. We almost won 2-0 last week. We lost 8-1. I scored a hat-trick. And, yes, it's not been my best season, I must admit. They're getting a bit despondent about me. And they're going to put a bell in the ball so I'll know when it's coming. After last week's game, I was that depressed. I sat in the dressing room, I hung my boots upon the wall, I put my head in my hands and missed. Talking about local radio stations as well, no, I did. Talking about violence in football, so they're both sort of correlated in this instance because violence. Well, I suppose it's a malaise of society, isn't it? Really. Well, I think it is. I don't know what it means either, but it's sounding good. Is that the Guardian again? And I think if it wasn't in football, it'd be in some other sport, croquet or something. Or cricket, Look, get off, will you? Most unfair. Send a little written note to the umpire. I recommend you see an optician. You could do a whole program of that. And anyway, I've always managed to avoid violence, and usually I'm sort of, sitting in between the seats on the floor, watching it go. But I had a narrow escape. I did Newcastle. I did a thing called Radio Metro, and then from Radio Metro, I went to a thing called a station called Radio Clyde, and Radio Clyde is in Glasgow, and I was doing this rock program, on the Saturday night, and nothing to do with climbing or anything. It was, they featured rock groups like the Ollies and the Wombles and things like that. And I got in from Newcastle sort of like about 11, 12 o'clock in Glasgow. And when I got this on the Saturday, it just happened to be the local derby between Glasgow Rangers and Glasgow Celtic at Ibrox, you see. And it's a mecca of a football game. It really, if you're a football freak, you've got to see, a Glasgow Rangers and Glasgow Celtic football match because you hear so much about it, It's like Walsall and Port Vale. You've got to see it. You've got to see it. And I was talking to them at Radio Clyde. I was saying, is there any chance of a ticket? And they're going, ooh, blimey, it was sold about 4 years ago. I said, well, we've got one here, you see. Because they always send us two. We send one reporter off, and we've always got one left. I said, you're joking, really? He said, yeah. I said, is it in the seats and everything? He said, well, no. No, he says, it's standing up, behind the goal. And I thought, He said, well, go on, you'll be all right. I said, well, they're a bit nationalistic in Glasgow, And he said, no, you'll be all right, keep your trap shut, you'll be all right, nobody will know. I thought, oh, right. So I went off there. And it's a fantastic atmosphere, and it's absolutely jam-packed solid. And, you can't move. Just standing, backs of your legs are getting soaking wet, But it's a reciprocal arrangement all the way down, really. The bloke in the front gets it in the neck. And I'm sort of standing there minding my own business, and suddenly there's this little bloke in front of me with a tam o' shanter on. And he turns around and he says, hey, you! What's that team? Hawkeye. It's a Broadbrick Moonlich Nick. You trying to be funny? What's that team? I don't know, I haven't got a program. It's a Sassenach! 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 You trying to be funny with me? You come out here, you see, I'll be funny, you Sassenach. Well, I'll have your head in your girl, and you put him with your kilt putter and you rat in your head, and you get into you and screw him up and down to you, Jimmy. It's like something off a Billy Connolly album.
Give you one more chance. You don't tell us, sort of put in your head. You one more chance. Putting his in your head. What's that team?
Luckily, I had a watch on, and I turned puce green, you know. And by miracles of miracles, I was standing in the Celt again, so I was all right. Have you noticed how country and western's catching on these days? No, neither have I.
What did he say?
It's like putting on a bra, isn't it? not that I've ever put on a... Well, not very often, anyway. Only once today. Yeah, the country westerns, there's loads of it in the chart. Stand by your man, someone to cling to. This guy, Chris Rowan, this American fellow, explained that all country and western songs are in fact written within a framework of 5 subjects. And all country westerns, no matter where or how they're written, they've got to fit in within this framework of 5 subjects, which is why all country and western songs are about, in no particular order, prisons, mothers, trucks, farms and trains. Here's a country and western song to beat all country and western songs. Yeah. Well, since they took my mama off to prison, things down on the farm ain't been the same. Now they gone and let her at the jailhouse. She drove her goddamn truck into a train. Yeah, great. And then you always find that, like, dem blues always follow country and western. Yeah, when we get a country and western boom, we always get dem blues following in close behind. This afternoon, looked out my window, saw your boots. Yes, I woke up this afternoon, honey child. Looked out my window, saw your boots. Well, I knew all this time, honey, I never ever knew. Through my whole life, did I ever know? The whole time I knew, I never ever knew. No, I never had an inkling. You was a window cleaner. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, yeah. Yeah, good vibes, man, yeah. Yeah, rock off, yeah. I wrote that last year when I was a Negro. My school days are very like, ages ago, really. I went through my whole school days totally undiscovered. I was an absolute non-entity. I only ever had my name in the school magazine once, and that's when they print all the first formers' names, when they were on. The only time I ever got it in. And do you know what? When you went to school, you used to have fagging. When you were in the first one, you were always the fags, the first years, and everybody else used to pick on you. We used to have this thing in our school called the blue goldfish. And I used to say, "Have you seen the blue goldfish?" In your first year, going, "No." And they used to stick your head down the bog, and there it is. Well, I was in the 5th year, and the first one was still doing that to me. And the only thing I was ever any good at was French. I did in fact pass the GCE mock O level in French. And I got 17%, I remember it well. I was top of the form too. Oh, we've got a seal in the audience. I don't know if there's any teachers here. I think I failed my GCE proper due to bad. I just had a lousy teacher. I got this 17%. They're quite excited at school. Somebody got 17% in French, and they gave me this special French teacher for about 6 months to get me through the GCE proper, and it never really worked. And he kept giving me these books to read, which are very odd French books, and I think I'd appreciate them now, but at the time I didn't know. He was a bit weird. And he never really taught me the rudiments of exams. I mean, like when you take the GCE proper, right? I mean, for a start, they split you up from your mate, don't they? So that was half the knowledge gone for a start. And the teachers at the front there, they are, and they hand you these brown paper envelopes, and you can't open them till the bloke at the front sort of gives you the okay, And this guy was at the front with his watch, and he said, "Allez!" And everybody started, getting the stuff out of the paper bags, except me, because I hadn't got a clue what it was on about. I thought they're all cheating, look. I thought, well, I'm going to cheat as well. And I got my papers out of the envelope, and it was all in French. I thought, just my luck, isn't it, eh? How unlucky can you... My counterpart in Paris has got the English paper, you see. Someone went up to the bloke at the front and said, "Look, can you translate all this, please?" He got really snotty. I can't tell you what he said. Nobody else understood, but I've been reading these books he'd given me for 6 months. I've got a fairly good idea. Anyway, all I did, I wrote down 32 verses of the French Eskimo Nell, which has always made my party piece, and I got 17% again. Somebody had a sense of humour, didn't they? And that has seen me through. I'll do a song. I'll do a Hebrew fertility dance. Have a Nagila. Or have two if you want. Now on this one, you weren't too good on the singing bit, so I'll make it really easy this time. You don't have to sing unless you just have to clap, right? It's like a genuinely ethnic Hebrew folk song, and it's a bit short, so I'll do it 3 times, it'll last together a bit. And the first time I'll do it all by myself, right, so you get the idea, the words and the rhythm, right? And the second time is when you join in. Now sing if you want to, but most of all, can you help me out by clapping in time with the music? Can you do that? Well, get your 2 hands, you go, don't get your head in the way. As it's in ethnic Hebrew, what I will attempt to do is to give you a very rough translation of the ethnic Hebrew into English, so you know what you're singing and clapping about. My bicycle has been struck by lightning. Hang on, it's my bit! I'm raving, man, like you can't bloody get a peep out of you for all evening. It's only the lads who the chief rabbi has eloped with a nun. The saddle has fallen off my bicycle. I'm sorry, is that there? It's got in your crisps, hasn't it? Well, you don't have to put salt in there, anyway. The policeman's donkey has molested my paddock. Come on, everybody clap it, come on. Anybody that doesn't clap in this song for dirty underwear. Nagila, 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 Albaneranan, 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 Vidmaha, Uwarakim, Harawakim, Alasamneya, Harawakim, Alasamneya, Harawakim, Alasamneya, Harawakim, Alasamneya, Harawakim, Alasamneya. Nagila, halva, Nagila, halva, Nagila, vid, basta. Halva, Nagila, halva, Nagila, halva, Nagila, vid, maha. Halva, nerananam, halva, nerananam, halva, nerananam, vid, maha. Varakim, varakim, latamaya, varakim, latamaya, varakim, latamaya, varakim, latamaya, varakim.